Thank you, Melissa. It's Faith Time, our weekly conversation on matters of faith. Joining us this morning is Pastor Cedric McMillan with New Birth Community Church. And good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Tomorrow is St. Joseph's Day, and for the people that don't know, what is that?
Well, Chad, St. Joseph's Day is typically a day that is observed by Catholic brothers and sisters, but I do believe that it's a day that the Protestant faithful can absolutely learn. But it's a day that the faithful, Catholic and Protestant, to me, look at the life of Joseph in three aspects. Joseph as the man, his ministry, and then also his mantle.
Tell us about what you think Joseph's role in Jesus' story is.
Well, Joseph plays a role that is very unique. It's a role that he plays in the sense of faith. He receives a message from angels about what's going to happen to this woman he's engaged with by the name of Mary. He's really trying to figure out exactly, do I listen to this prophetic word? Do I ignore it? So there's a lot of tension early in the story of Jesus that Joseph faces. And so I think his role really is to be confronted with something you don't understand, and what do you do with that?
Arguably, Joseph had one of the hardest parts to play in that story, the earthly father of the Messiah. How did Joseph guide Jesus?
Well, Chad, I think Joseph had an important role from an earthly standpoint. Though Jesus was fully human and fully divine, he needed somebody to cultivate that natural part of him. I think he had the divine taken care of because of God. But the reality of it is he lived 33 years on earth. And so I think Joseph's role is to really guide him into manhood and learn how to deal with the divine and the natural. So I think Joseph was really that father to really teach him integrity, hard work, the sense of family, morals, and really make sense of what it was that his life was going to be about.
What are the lessons that people of faith can learn from Joseph when he didn't abandon Mary when he found out about the baby Jesus?
Well, I think one of the greatest lessons is really obedience. For me, if you really examine Joseph's life, it was a life of total obedience. He was obedient to the initial call from God through the angel about still marrying Mary and understanding what was going to happen to her with the birth of Jesus. He was obedient to moving his family from Bethlehem to Egypt to escape Herod's command to kill baby boys. He was obedient to leave there and go and settle in Nazareth. So for me, I think it's this whole idea of really being totally obedient to the voice and the will of God.
You talk about obedience, that raises another good question. Often people talk about Joseph as a person who had faith without seeing. What are the challenges for faithful people to live that lesson?
Well, I think, Chad, for us, we are a people that love to see. We're a people that like to have everything in control. We're a people that like to kind of know the answers before we get involved. And I think through the life of Joseph, we are challenged in our faith to totally depend on God for everything. The reality is whether you're Catholic or Protestant, faith is the foundation of our entire belief system in God. Because without it, we really just have a pretty good story. But it's what faith that really activates it into something that's beautiful, something that's meaningful for us all.
What are the things in Joseph's story that you think people sometimes overlook?
I think two things. One, his sense of hard work. And then secondly, his sense of service. I think we're living in a day and time now that people are very self-centered. It's all about me. And I think from Joseph, he did not try to acclaim to be this most famous person, because of course a lot of people really don't focus on him.
He could have done that.
He absolutely could have done that. You know, he could have put that on his resume. But I think for him, it was, this is my assignment. And I'm going to do it with a total sense of service to someone else. And I think he understood his role, and he played his role. He stayed in this lane. And so I think for all of us, I think if we learn that lesson of service to others and really be able to give back of ourselves, we'll be able to help others.
That's a great lesson. Pastor Cedric McMillan with New Birth Community Church, thank you for joining us for this edition of Faith Time and News 5 this morning. We'll continue after the break.